Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, with me is Shail Bhatnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, it's a record high on the Nifty yet again. 25,919 is what is on your screens, 130 points higher in trade, a half odd percent comfortably higher as far as the Nifty is concerned. The Nifty Bank continues to outperform with 0.7% gains right now, 356 points higher at 54,149. All the sectors of the Nifty are holding up strong into the markets, barring the IT space, which is lower in trade. About 0.7% of a cut can be seen on this one. When we look at the top gainers, it's ONGC. Now that's climbed to the top spot, 3.2% higher. No stopping BAJAJ-AUTO. It's at 12,300. Record high levels continue for this auto major. Along with this, M&M is surging further up, 3% higher. SBI and the life insurance majors, HDFC Life and SBI Life, have also further pulled up in trade. Within the F&O space, you have Godrej Properties, that's up by 6%. We had marked this stock earlier in the day. Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, another one that we had touched base upon, almost 6% higher. You have AB Fashion and Retail, another one that's been buzzing. Even the PSE index is up by 1.5% today. Across the board, you can see gains across oil and gas space, on the defense majors, and also the power related stocks as well. Good afternoon, Shail.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I think it's the big boys that are dancing on Dalal Street today. And I'll buttress this with an example. Look at the 132 point rally on the Nifty. Needless to say, this is a record high that is coming in as far as intraday and daily positioning is concerned. And look at how this contribution has shaped up from the top players in the game. HDFC Bank is the biggest contributor to the Nifty, 25 points. SBI, I'll request the PCR to file the chart of SBI for the long term. This is a stock that has regained its mojo, 22 points on the uptick, and of course a record high on M&M. We have to keep this stock in mind because now they will be opening up the bookings for the new Thar, the 5-door version, and that's the reason why you see this very strong momentum coming in. Remember, M&M is mostly a rural themed passenger vehicle play. And this year the monsoons have been fantastic. So rural incomes will rise. We are in the festive season, and much will depend upon how the advanced bookings of Thar shape up. Then of course you have Bharti Airtel, 19 points, and Reliance, 15 points. It's the big boys that are sort of taking it away. Just a bit of profit booking on ICICI Bank and Infosys, but no taking away the credit that these big guns have brought to the table. More importantly, Sakshi, look at how even now the advanced decline ratio across the board is so good. We are now in the last 1 hour of trade, 1560 stocks on Dalal Street are on the green and 830 in the red. Sakshi and I tracked 19 indices for you, 18 are in the green, and it's the bottom fishing that's happening on the PSU pack. Look at Canara Bank, up 4%. Remember, these were stocks that we used to talk about under the heading of low ticket high beta, right?
छोटा पैकेट बड़ा धमाका,
छोटा पैकेट बड़ा धमाका कह के थक गए थे. अब देखिए इन सबको लोग भूल गए हैं. But a new rally has started. So private sector banks, PSU banks, all in thick trade. Please see Bank of Baroda, and of all stocks, Maharashtra Bank. It celebrates its 90th year of inception, and I believe Maharashtra Bank. Let me just see the price. Okay, all-time high is 80. We are still way off there, but 7% high. So wonderful, wonderful rally. And before markets, before we started this show, Sakshi was talking about jewelry stocks.
Absolutely, and all of them are up and about in trade. You talk about the recently listed PN Gadgil Jewelers, that's 10% higher in trade. Talk about TBZ, it's at a 5% circuit. Then also look at other stocks like Senco Gold. There is no stopping this one as well. We've also discussed the gold financiers also this morning, and both of them have been in momentum, and brokerage houses and several analysts are also betting big on that one. Senco is up 4% at the day's high. Manappuram Finance up 1.4% as well. Shail, you were also mentioning Thangamayil Jewelry as well.
Yes.
That's another one.
Yes, I'd like to mention this stock in particular. Remember, just about 5-7 days ago, there was a block on Thangamayil at about 2090 or so. And I'll request the PCR to show a longer term chart for Thangamayil. My hope or expectation is that you will see a record high fairly soon. The stock, because of the block deal, had slipped a bit, and it will reclaim its previous glory in a day or so. So stock for tomorrow, probably Thangamile. We'll try and get you the people who had got into the block deal from Thangamile's sale from the management side, but this is one stock to look at. And of course TBZ, Tribhuvan Das Javeri, 5% higher to 82. And of course let's see whether we can pull up RBZ Jewelers. I just want to see the price for RBZ also. This is an Ahmedabad based company, Sakshi, which 40% of its turnover comes from Titan. Okay. So that is something that we need to look at, and it supplies jewelry. It's the ancillary jewelry maker. So what you see as retail positioning, those are jewelers who have showrooms, but the jewelry is made by RBZ. I'll just try and see what the price is, but PN Gadgil, newly minted company on the IPO, which came I think last week, and this is buzzing in strength. So gold is in top shape. Global gold prices topping $2,600 per ounce, and of course nothing better to look at except for Muthoot Finance and Manappuram. They are the best plays for this theme to work out, Sakshi.
Absolutely. And Kalyan Jewellers, we can't forget that one. That's at record high levels as well. So, and that's been an outperformer, already 100% in a year-to-date basis as well. And if we look at the kind of multi-bagger returns it has delivered since the time it got listed, it's been absolutely phenomenal as well. I think 8 times is what it has gone up already since its listing, which happened about 3 years back. So look at that one. And 770 is the current level that we have on Kalyan Jewellers right now. We'll touch base upon the jewelry stocks with our top guest who will be joining us in a bit. There's another stock, however, which has hit a record high, and that is Skipper. And to detail for us what is pulling up the stock higher and what our top brokerage houses really now having to say as far as Skipper is concerned within the power space, joining in is our colleague Asim. Asim, take it away and tell us what's next for Skipper and what's been pushing the stock higher.
Shares of Skipper Limited hit their record high today. Axis Securities has initiated a coverage on this stock, and they have given a buy call on this stock. This is a multi-bagger stock, and Skipper Limited is one of the leading companies in the power transmission and distribution sector. So Axis Securities has assigned a price target of rupees 600 per share, which is a 44% upside to the last close on Friday. Skipper stock climbed 15.67% today to a record high of rupees 483.10, and it closed at rupees 417.65 on BSE on Friday. The stock is a multi-bagger one, and it has climbed 570% in 2 years and zoomed 781% in 5 years.
Wow.
In terms of technicals, the stock has a beta of 1.6, indicating very high volatility in a year. And in terms of short-term and long-term moving averages, the stock is trading above all of them. Axis Securities in its note said it is India's largest and the world's only integrated transmission and distribution player, and Skipper is uniquely positioned to capitalize on the rising demand in the sector. It also said that to cater to the soaring T&D infrastructure demand, Skipper targets to double its capacity from the current 3 lakh tons to 6 lakh tons over the next 4-5 years with a total capex of rupees 800 crore. Back to you, Sakshi.
Okay, thanks a lot then, Asif, for giving us all of those details. Sharp up moves have already been seen on this stock, and it's of course at a record high with a 13.5% surge in trade today. And there is further upside that Axis Securities really believes. They had given a 44% upside target from Friday's close, but you see it's already moved up 13%. But still, they believe the stock is poised enough to go forward by about 28-30% higher in trade. What else is passing? So PSU banks we've already shared with you, jewelry stocks we've already shared with you. There's also a lot of momentum building up in the auto space. We've discussed BAJAJ-AUTO all through, and 3% higher right now, above 12,310 odd levels can actually be seen on this one. No let up right there. M&M Shell has already pointed out is 3% higher in trade. The other space which is now buzzing is the life insurance space. SBI Life, HDFC Life, LIC, all three of them are buzzing in trade, 2%, 3% higher. Okay, we also have Mr. Vineet Polinchkar now joining in. So let's quickly get in a word from him. He's the head of research at Ventura Securities. Warm welcome to you, Vineet. Good to have you with us. Well, record high levels greeting you on the Nifty, and so many pockets that are actually showing us thick action. How are you looking at the market setup right now? Are you fully invested? Are you waiting with all that cash pile to now deploy in this second leg? What are you really doing? I think Vineet, you're on mute. Yeah, okay. We can hear you.
You can be in a very cozy spot to be in with PSU banks, primarily because their valuations are so subdued and market P is so high. You could not ask for a better risk-reward ratio. And I think, it's a good point to get in for a quick 40 to 50% upside from these stocks.
And your top favorites?
Favorites out here: SBI Bank, Bank of Baroda, Indian Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, and Jammu and Kashmir Bank.
Fair point. And minimum all of them have corrected except for SBI. They've corrected anywhere between 20 to 25% from their most recent all-time highs. I'll request the PCR to fire Bank of India. Bank of India was one of those storified stocks where a very large block deal happened at the QIP happened at about 120 rupees. This was about 4-5 months ago, and it's still below. It's now available below that price at about 112. I think if I remember correctly, it went up to an all-time high of 135. It went to an intermediate high of about 155, and from then on, it's now at 112 on a good day, right? I think we've seen worse prices on Bank of India earlier as well. So this is how it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is sector rotation, and I believe the Nifty PSU banking index is the only index which is not at a record high. Even the bank Nifty, ladies and gentlemen, has hit a record high. The level that you see on the PSU banking index is a bounce from 200-day DMA today. The all-time high was on the day electoral what was that? I have forgotten the name. Polls were announced, right? June 4th, June 3rd. 8,010 was the all-time high. 8,000 was the all-time high. The index itself is at 6,800 on a good day. So you can well imagine the level of correction that's come in. While Sakshi takes over, I'll give you the percentage fall that has happened on the index itself, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, a very good sign of bottom fishing.
Absolutely. So PSU banks and the index is up 3.5% in trade today. So it's an outperformer today. It's the best moving sectoral index. It's outperformed most of them. Realty, oil and gas, all of them are up over 2%. But it's definitely shining the brightest. And SBI particularly, it's now back above 800 levels, 2.8% higher. After a long haul and a big laggard that we've actually seen on this one is coming back, Sharon.
And the index itself, I'll request the PCR to fire a longer term chart of the Nifty PSU banking index. It's corrected, Sakshi, 18% from its peak, down 1436 points, and has now shown signs of life after today's rally. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the sum total of what PSUs have been doing. Vineet, coming back to you. Just when things were getting interesting last Friday on stocks like Cochin, IREDA, HUDCO, there came a circular from the exchange saying that they will now be in additional surveillance maintenance, and that's possibly killed all hopes, or do you think there is something more left on the table for Cochin, HUDCO, IREDA, Garden Reach, all of them now under strict watch? I think there's some issue.
That, the PFC and REC stocks look extremely good from a vantage point of view.
Okay, got it. Well, Vineet, do tell us, how are you really looking at also this gems and the jewelry space that we were discussing right before you joined in? There's a sharp rally unfolding across the board. Newly listed PN Gadgil is 10% higher. TBZ is up 5%. Kalyan Jewelers is at a record high level. Senco Gold another 4% higher in trade. Thangamayil, there's been a move too. Titan has already coming back. So the entire sector is moving with the gold prices at record high levels, and even the gold financiers. Which is your favorite? I remember once we were discussing, you had talked about even Sky Gold. That was one of your picks. Tell us, do you still stick with that? Do you have other favorites in the list?
No, we have initiated coverage on Senco Gold, and we think that the stock will do really very well going ahead. Their per store sales is at a fraction of what the other large chains do. So, with their existing network itself, they can continue to experience same store sales growth for a very long protracted period of time. Combine this with adding new stores to the network and expanding their offerings, I think it is one of the cheapest stocks going around. So, to expect a price of 1750 to 2000 rupees is not very uncalled for. Even at these valuations, they would be at sharp discount to the stocks like Kalyan and Titan. I think Senco has got a veritable chance of building on their existing base and can add significant value to shareholders.
Vineet, let me just play the devil's advocate here as far as the thesis on Senco is concerned. Are just stocks in the jewelry space rising because of relative valuation difference between Titan and the rest? Do you see actually some sales moving on a higher track, because gold prices are at record highs? Maybe inventory revaluation is happening, but actual sales I really doubt. Senco has actually opened a subsidiary where they will be selling high-end leather goods and spectacles along with their existing sales network.
So, what I believe is that Senco has got the juice in it, and valuations are extremely undervalued. Whereas if you talk about the other stocks, I think Kalyan is got very rich valuations that also compares fairly well with Titan. And for Senco to grow at 15 plus compounded CAGR for the next decade will not be very difficult.
Okay, got it. So that's as far as the gems and the jewelry space is concerned. Another space that's catching our attention, Vineet, today is the auto space. So I'll ask you to pick one, Bajaj Auto or M&M?
Hero Honda.
Okay, tell us why.
So I'll tell you from where my logic comes in is that, if you see, Hero has been a player in the entry segment, the 100cc to 110cc segment, where today they have 77% market share. And, with the rural story playing out and, the affordability now coming back, I think this is one company which will benefit definitely from this. Secondly, I would like to draw your attention to the EV, the switch to EV. If you see the bikes that are available in the 100 to 110cc, the affordability is more towards the 110 plus 125cc to switch to an EV. So we think that the people who buy a 110cc will take a little more while to, graduate to a higher segment and affordability of an EV. That is not to say that the EV is not a better product to have. We have seen that, if you drive a two-wheeler against an EV, over an 8-year period, the ownership is extremely cheaper with an EV. But the sheer affordability at the entry-level segment is a concern, and that drives very well for Hero. And we believe that if the growth is to be mirrored what happened to PVs and to sedans and to the SUV side, I think now it is the turn of two-wheelers, and the mass segment will benefit significantly coming from here.
Okay, there's a fair point. And of course, Sakshi, as we've been pointing out, there is the 4,000 crore rupee IPO
Yeah.
from the EV subsidiary of Hero Motors, Ether, which has received SEBI nod. So that's how should I say, the tailwind also that is running behind Hero Motors. So fair point. And Hero has been a dramatic outperformer if you see the last 3-4 months or so. I remember the stock languishing at 3,500 rupees or so, or 2,900 rupees or so for years together, and is now doubled in a span of just maybe 3 months. Vineet, we never fail to mention Marksons whenever you come.
Yeah.
And between the time last time you came in and today, there was a 17 percentage point uptick on a single day. Bit of profit booking today. In fact, it's recovered actually. Maybe Marksons knew you were coming.
So, I think Vanguard sees more value in that stock than I do from current levels. And that is where the strength in the stock is coming from. So, we get ratified by the fact that, the core story is very strong. It has got significant legs for growth. And Marksons will keep delivering. And more Vanguards will jump in and, take the stock to dizzy heights.
As a research analyst, and you have a fiduciary responsibility to all the investors that you advise to कि भाई हमारे हिसाब से अब हो गया in terms of valuation, and beyond this it's the market's generosity. I mean, I think Vineet himself will say that Zomato at 300 rupees is now being quoted at FY27 earnings, and for any sensible researcher that's a bit too much, because how far can you see in the future? But here was a person who was calling us on our daily call show, which is very popular. He wants to invest only in Zomato.
Yeah, 10
मेरे
lakhs.
को 6 लाख नहीं 10 कितना
10 lakhs, 10 lakhs.
10 लाख रुपया लगाना है 6 महीने के लिए Zomato में ही, रिकॉर्ड हाई पे, बाकी कोई मतलब नहीं. So that is bull market for you, and Vineet will explain it better. Vineet, to you.
So you want me to talk about Zomato, is it?
Yeah, we want you to talk about this massive bull run that's happening.
The massive outperformance that is happening.
Yes.
See, it's all about just look at the kind of product offerings that Zomato is launching. They're getting into virtually each and every adjacency that they can think of, and these adjacencies just keep on expanding. Just to give you an example, yesterday I was out at a relative's place and we placed orders on these quick commerce apps almost 3 times in a matter of 4-5 hours. So, that is the kind of, use of convenience that is coming in. And, now people are buying refrigerators also on Amazon. So the entire, the user experience, the user conversions are all shifting to actual convenience. And that spells the strength of the inherent network that Zomato commands, being present in over 600 cities and expanding. They have close to 7 to 8 lakh delivery boys. And, anything that you wish to desire is given to you, within minutes. So, it's more about, desiring or manifesting at the speed of thought. And with these kind of conveniences spoiling the consumer, and they add a small fee to that, which nobody bothers to check. I'm sure that their earnings are going to grow multifold. And if you continue to hold this stock for a little longish period of time, put it in lock and key, don't look at the price every day. When you wake up one fine day, right, like Rip and Winkle, you will find that, you're sitting on a veritable fortune.
Okay, and are you waiting with bated breath for Swiggy IPO now? We need to also take a pie of that one.
Which one, ma'am?
Swiggy IPO, upcoming IPO.
I think one Zomato is good enough.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. We'll have you enjoy your day, and after the market to be with Zomato and wonderful orders with your family. Thank you so much, Vineet. It's always a pleasure to host you with a different bend of mind that you have and a different insight into the markets. It always brings a lot of color on the screen as well. So thank you so much for adding that zing to our shows as well always. Let's also get in other guests now. Joining in now is Mr. Raghavendra Singh, and also Brijesh is also with us. So we have both fundamental and technical guests now for the last half an hour of trade. Brijesh Singh is the senior technical analyst at Stock Axis, and Raghavendra Singh is a market expert that you know and have been following on our shows from all the time, on daily calls as well as on Market Today. Warm welcome to you, Raghavendra. First up to you, we were discussing this e-commerce story building up. Tell us, are you still bullish on Zomato at 294?
Sakshi, very good afternoon, Sal. Very good afternoon. See, the kind of momentum we have seen in Nifty and Bank Nifty, every stock is getting like, अभी ये rocket ही हो गया, अभी यहाँ से रुकेगा नहीं. So Zomato is also one of them. So 294, definitely it is a bit expensive level. Definitely I'll wait for another, 10-15 days and wait for correction. Around 270, 260 level is good to, accumulate the stock. But definitely, as far as long term is concerned, company have a very bright future, and I think 350, 370 level can come easily on this stock.
Okay, that's the view coming in on Zomato. Let's get Brijesh ji into the conversation. Good afternoon, Brijesh ji. What a lovely day to have you. Record highs across the board. Bank Nifty is now competing with Nifty to gain back supremacy. PSU banking stocks are back in action. What looks good on the charts? Two stocks that you think in the remainder FNO expiry for September will show strong gains, and what looks good there?
Good afternoon, everyone. Regarding with the party has been considered of Bank Nifty today, the PSU Bank has been outperforming all the 12 stocks, has moved up significantly. If it is regarding with the PSU Bank and not in the FNO segment, then I'll say that look out the Bank of Maharashtra and Indian Bank. If I talk about Bank of Maharashtra, the trend is looking positive. The volume breakout has been witnesses somewhere around 62 or 63. It's been trading. Present rate can be used to go along with the stop loss of 60 rupees. Upside resistance lies at 67 followed by 72. Time frame to hold the counter would be at least for a 1 week. Another call from a reality like second sector where we are seeing buying is the reality, whether that be Shobha, Godrej Property, Overall Reality or DLF. In that DLF chart looks promising. For a short term bet has been considered 911 around. It has been trading. Present rate or dip can be used to go long with the stop loss of 885. Play for the target of 975. Time frame to hold the counter would be for a week time frame.
Okay. Again, this is the interest rate cut theme, Sakshi. 911 on DLF. We've been talking about Lodha developers. Look at the Godrej Properties. Brijesh, we've caught Godrej Properties right in the morning today. Could you please elaborate on what the chart is saying to you? At the moment, the price and volume are substantially higher, and this is a move that is coming in after considerable consolidation. What are the charts telling you?
So if I talk about the Godrej Property, the stock made a high of 3,402 in the month of July, somewhere 16th of July. From there, we have seen stock, losing the momentum, trading with lower tops and lower bottom formation. The plus sign was the on 2nd of August, it made a low of somewhere around 2,900. After that, it was trading in the consolidation phase. On the higher side, 2,996, we can say roughly around 3,000 odd level on the higher side. Downside was 2,799, so we can say 2,800 around. So it was trading in this narrow range of 200 rupees. After that, when the stock had given the breakout and trading above the 3,000 odd level with the volume breakout, and today we have seen the volume breakout followed by the price breakout, it's been moving up. So if someone wants to play for a Godrej Property, it's been considered, keep a stop loss of 3,000 rupees. Present rate also is not we can't say that it has significantly moved up. The risk reward ratio is not in the favor. I feel that the 3000 odd level as a stop loss, and on the higher side, resistance would be a 52-week high, that is 3400. But I'm looking from a chart point of view, it has a potential to go all the way to 3700. But for that 3700, we have to wait for at least for a month time frame. So if someone has a view for a short-term time frame, say for a week or a 2-week time frame, then play for 3400 and above that level with a stop loss of 3000.
Okay, got it. So that is the real estate story as well, and just like how we are talking about the real estate theme, within the rate cut theme as well. Now even PSU banks are outperforming like never before. You can actually see them a sharp comeback from 3.5% higher for the index as well. We'll ask you, Raghavendra, to pick out your favorite stock within the PSU banks in this new rally that's unfolding now, and will it have more legs?
Sakshi, clearly I mentioned so many times HDFC Bank, Bank of Baroda and Canara Bank. These three stocks are always my favorite, and now again in the morning also we recommended our client to buy these stocks with the significant stop loss. So I'm expecting SBI to touch 840, 850 level. We can buy this stock with the stop loss of 780. Bank of Baroda again trading around 245, 240 level. This stock can again touch 270, 275 level. So these two stocks are looking good, and Canara Bank 108, 109. One can definitely buy this stock with the stop loss of 100 for the target of 125, 130 in the month of October. See, the thing is, the PSU banks have given a very strong uptrend, from past 2 to 3 days. I am expecting 1 month rally in the entire sector.
Okay, so this is the theme that is coming from both our gentlemen. Brajeshji, between the time we spoke to you last and now, ICICI Bank has been a star outperformer. A bit of a profit booking today, but what are the charts here telling you? Very, very strong FII buying on Friday to the extent of 6,000 crore rupees. While tomorrow, day after might be relative, but do you have longer term targets on ICICI Bank?
So, if we talk about the banking index, if I'm not mistaken, correct me, when the market was in a sideways, or I would be saying when the correction was being witnesses by the IT sector, the banking stock started moving up, and from that time onwards, especially the private sector bank, in that ICICI Bank had given the breakout. Now, still overall trend of the ICICI Bank is on the buying side, or I would be saying on the bull side. What rate can be used to go long? Present rate or any dip towards the level of 1310, one can take a buy call in it. Regarding with the stop loss has been considered, keeping a stop loss of 1270, one can take a buy call in it. On the higher side, the resistance lies as 1380 to 1385 odd level. If you are talking about the longer term time frame, so I'm assuming for 2 month to a 3 month, then potential is somewhere around 1500 plus. But stop loss would be say 1270 around is a support. One can keep that thing as a stop loss.
Okay, got it. So that's as far as the banking space is concerned. We've discussed banks, realty, and the third one, which will get impacted by the rate cuts, will be the auto space, and that also has been, continuously surging. With Bajaj-AUTO and M&M, we have already discussed. Let's get Raghavendra to talk about what else could also be in the thickest of action. Record highs on the Nifty, keep an eye out on that. Newer highs are being made as we speak. 160 points higher in trade on the Nifty at 25,952. We've seen that for the first time happening. 950 has crossed. Raghavendra, tell us about the auto story unfolding. Do you see autos will also benefit greatly with the rate cut hopes rising now?
Absolutely. Why not? I think M&M का chart देखिए आप, one of the best chart I have ever seen. Monthly chart, weekly chart, a strong breakout above 3,000 level. I'm again expecting 3,350 level in the M&M. इसके बाद आप टाटा मोटर देखिए, टाटा मोटर already has given almost 150 rupees का इस month में दिया है fall उसने. So again, stock is in little bit lower side. One can definitely buy Tata Motor 970, 975 odd levels with the stop loss of 950, 1,050, 1,070 is the target. Ashok Leyland trading around 238. So अभी ये मुझे लग रहा है 235, 234 का एक लेवल पे स्टॉप लॉस लगा के इस स्टॉक को भी बाई कर सकते हैं. So overall ऑटो सेक्टर, ऑटो इंडेक्स जो है बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. whether it is Maruti, Bajaj Auto, maybe Eicher Motor, every stocks are looking very great on the chart.
ओके ये बताइए राघवेंद्र जी, आपको अगर मौका दिया जाए थार खरीदने का या टाटा मोटर्स की किसी व्हीकल को खरीदने का, तो कौन सी लेंगे आप?
देखिए, टाटा मोटर तो है मेरे पास और थार मैंने अभी बुक किया है, तो दोनों ऑप्शन मेरे पास है। तो मैंने महिंद्रा अभी स्टॉक बाई किया है, उसी से मुझे लगता है थार भी आ जाएगी। तो
क्या बात है।
मुझे लगता है कि 3300 के लेवल आना चाहिए मैंने।
तो 1-1.5 लाख शेयर तो ले ही लिए होंगे आपने, क्योंकि 300 रुपए का चेंज होगा।
बिल्कुल नहीं सर,
ज्यादा लिए?
अरे नहीं सर, बिल्कुल नहीं, बहुत छोटी क्वांटिटी है हमारे पास।
अच्छा, चलिए आप कभी दिल्ली आएंगे तो आपको एक थार दिखाएंगे जिसमें साक्षी बहुत ड्राइव करती है।
क्या बात है, बिल्कुल।
चलिए, तो ये तो बात हुई चॉइस बिटवीन महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा एंड थार। ये बताइए राघवेंद्र जी, आपको बुलेट ज्यादा पसंद है या हीरो मोटर्स की 100 सीसी की बाइक?
बुलेट सर, एब्सोल्युटली बुलेट। यू नो,
क्या बात,
अल्फा मेल का बाइक आप बोल सकते हैं इसको।
मेरे को एक बात बताओ, आप मेरे को एक बात बताओ, आप बॉम्बे में क्या कर रहे हो? आपको दिल्ली में होना चाहिए। आपकी जो फितरत है ना, वो दिल्ली वालों की है।
तो बहुत जल्दी आएंगे सर, आपके साथ बैठेंगे स्टूडियो में कभी न कभी, डेफिनेटली। लेकिन बुलेट बहुत अच्छी गाड़ी है, हम तो है अपने पास। मुझे लगता है कि ये जितने यंगस्टर्स हैं और जितने अभी पुराने लोग भी हैं, सबके लिए ये एवरग्रीन बाइक है। सो मेरी पसंद जो आइशर मोटर ही है।
चलिए, अब आइशर मोटर को भी वैसे ही चलवाइए जैसे आपने M&M को चलवाया है। यहाँ पर मेरे ख्याल से एक लैग दिखाई दे रहा है ऑन द स्टॉक प्राइस एट लीस्ट, बट फुल मार्क्स टू यू सर। गाड़ी हो तो थार और बाइक हो तो बुलेट।
The best of both worlds right there. Okay, so that's some exciting conversation we've had in the auto space. Brijesh ji, are you also excited enough? Are you an auto enthusiast yourself?
So, regarding with the auto space, has been considered, I had divided into two parts, four-wheeler and two-wheeler. So, in that four-wheeler, Mahindra and Mahindra chart look promising. You know, on a daily time frame, we will look out. It was trading in the range of 2900 or 2930 on the higher side, followed by 2630 on the downside. So you know, roughly around 300 points का जो एक रेंज था वो ब्रेकआउट होके उसको आप एडप्ट कर दीजिए। तो 3300 का एक साइकोलॉजिकल टारगेट, फर्स्ट टारगेट जो निकलता है वो 3300 का होता है। Present rate can be used to go long with the stop loss of 2900. So if 3300 breaks, then the next level to what would be 3600 and above that level. So Mahindra charts look promising. Regarding with the two-wheeler has been considered Bajaj, TVS Motor, Hero Motor. Hero Motor, if I'm not mistaken, 5600 and above was the level of the breakout, and from there it has moved up significantly. But still, Bajaj Auto charts are a little bit promising as compared to Hero Motor. 12,300 around it's been trading. So if till it doesn't break a level of 1100, 11,900, one can keep that thing in the stop loss. Present it can be used to go long and play for the target of 12,900 to 13,000 on levels.
Okay, so that's as far as the auto space is concerned. We'll go across to see how the oil and gas story is also unfolding strong. Now ONGC is coming back 3.5% higher in trade. Raghavendra ji, do you think the consolidation is done and ONGC is ready for the next leg right now?
Absolutely. Stock has given a breakout of 290 Sakshi, and I think 310 is on the card with, मुझे लगता है इसी एक्सपायरी में आना चाहिए। 300 पे ऑप्शन राइटिंग बहुत ज्यादा है, तो मुझे लगता है शॉर्ट कवरिंग एक बार अगर वहां पे 300 क्रॉस किया स्पॉट पे तो बहुत तेज आने वाली है। सो ओवरऑल ऑयल एंड गैस सेक्टर मुझे लगता है कि जिस हिसाब से क्रूड ऑयल नीचे है और उसका बेनिफिट इन कंपनियों को मिलने वाला है, मुझे लगता है कि ओवरऑल जितने भी ऑयल एंड गैस कंपनीज हैं, चाहे वो MGL हो, IGL हो, ONGC है या फिर IOC, BPCL, HPCL, सबको वो आएगा बेनिफिट, और मुझे लगता है कि उसका असर स्टॉक प्राइस में दिख रहा है।
क्योंकि आपने ऑप्शन चेन की बात करी राघवेंद्र जी, ये बताइए रोल ओवर डेटा आपको कैसा लग रहा है? अभी तो खैर मंडे ही है, थर्सडे को मंथली एक्सपायरी है। यहाँ पर कोई अच्छे आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग रोल ओवर्स लॉन्ग साइड पर होते हुए दिख रहे हो, किन स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स पर आपका ध्यान केंद्रित है?
और देखिए सबसे अच्छा जो रोल ओवर अभी इस मंथ में हो रहा है शैल जी, मुझे लगता है एचडीएफसी बैंक और आईसीआईसीआई बैंक है, जो मुझे लग रहा है बैंक निफ्टी को इस बार शायद बहुत अच्छा लेके जाएंगे। अभी तक जो आज तक अभी जो रोल ओवर हुआ है वो करीब करीब 30% 40% के रेंज में हो चुका है। तो मुझे लग रहा है कि आने वाले टाइम में अभी 2 दिन और है तो बैंक निफ्टी में मुझे लगता है 78-80% के आसपास रोल ओवर हो सकता है। तो मेरे हिसाब से एचडीएफसी बैंक और आईसीआईसीआई में रोल ओवर अच्छा हो रहा है। इसके अलावा मेटल में रोल ओवर अच्छा हो रहा है। मेटल में मैं देख रहा हूँ 90% के आसपास, अभी आज पहला दिन है ये हफ्ते का और अभी तक का रोल ओवर हो चुका है। तो मेरे हिसाब से जो मेटल स्टॉक्स हैं, चाहे वो सेल हो, टाटा स्टील है, जेएसडब्ल्यू स्टील है, ये स्टॉक जो है उसमें रोल ओवर अच्छा हो रहा है। बाकी हम लोग भी ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं और कहाँ कहाँ पे रोल ओवर अच्छा हो रहा है, बट मुझे लगता है ये 2 सेक्टर हैं, चाहे आपका बैंकिंग और ये मेटल, यहाँ पे रोल ओवर अच्छे हो रहे हैं अगले महीने के लिए।
ये बात आपने बिल्कुल सही कही। जो स्क्रीन आप देख रहे हैं वो मैं भी देख रहा हूँ इस तरफ, और HDFC बैंक और ICICI बैंक, ध्यान दीजिए देवियों सज्जनों, पिछले 2 दिन में, पिछले 2 हफ्तों में आपने निफ्टी बैंक पर लगभग 3200 अंक का इजाफा देखा है। और बहुत ऐसे शेयर हैं जैसे कि कोटक, एक्सिस बैंक, जिन्होंने, कोटक खासकर, जिन्होंने कई सालों से कुछ भी नहीं किया और अब यहाँ पर ऐसा प्रतीत हो रहा है, होगा या नहीं, लेकिन प्रतीत ये हो रहा है कि कोटक बैंक में आप अच्छा समय आते हुए देखेंगे। जो आप प्राइस देख रहे हैं ये 2024 का उच्चतम लेवल है, लेकिन 2021-2020 से कोटक ने कुछ नहीं किया। और ये तब हाल है जब निफ्टी बैंक, अन्य कई इंडेक्स 2-2.5 गुना हो गए, लेकिन यहाँ पर हम लोग बिल्कुल शांत बैठे हैं। ये देखिए 5 साल में सिर्फ 20% रिटर्न, यानी कि हर साल 4% रिटर्न। और अगर पीसीआर हमारी तरफ मेहरबान हो तो 5 साल का आप निफ्टी का भी रिटर्न दिखा दीजिए, क्योंकि कोटक निफ्टी का एक अभिन्न अंग है। तो आप देखेंगे कि कितना अंडर परफॉर्मेंस है। ये देखिए 5 गुना अंडर परफॉर्मेंस है। निफ्टी 5 साल में दुगने से ज़्यादा और कोटक सिर्फ 20% ऊपर। तो इस तृष्णा को, मृग तृष्णा को तोड़ना है कोटक को। कब होगा ये क्या पता, लेकिन कभी ना कभी तो होगा, क्योंकि बाज़ार का एक अनलिखा नियम ये है जिसे रिवर्जन ऑफ मीन कहते हैं, कि जितना आप स्टॉक को दबा हुआ देखेंगे जितने साल, किसी एक साल में वो पिछले 5 साल का गुस्सा निकालेगा। कब वो होगा किसी को नहीं पता, लेकिन क्या कोटक में ऐसे लक्षण दिख रहे हैं, ये राघवेंद्र जी बताएंगे।
शैली देखिए ये स्टॉक ऐसा है कि 2000 के आसपास आते आते ये एज्यूम चला जाता है। ये पिछले 5 साल से मैं भी इस स्टॉक को देख रहा हूँ। 2000 जाता है, फिर 1700, 2000, 1700। अब मुझे लग रहा है कि वो बैरियर अब यहाँ से क्रॉस होगा, क्योंकि HDFC जो इसका सगा भाई है, ये दोनों जो है, अब मुझे लग रहा है कि अब अपना जो बैरियर है अपर लेवल का, मुझे लगता है अब यहाँ से जो खींच करके ये ऊपर जाएंगे। तो मुझे लगता है कि अब कोटक बैंक का वो लेवल आ चुका है। एक बार ये 2000 का लेवल क्रॉस कर जाए शैल जी, मुझे लगता है 2000 का लेवल क्रॉस करने के बाद ये स्टॉक फिर रुकेगा नहीं। फिर मुझे लगता है 3000 का लेवल ये विदिन 3 to 4 मंथ दिखाई देगा, क्योंकि ये देखिए 2000 पे ऑप्शन राइटिंग हर महीने बहुत अच्छी हो रही है। तो जिस महीने में ये 2000 के ऊपर क्लोज कर दिया, वो समझ लीजिए फिर जितने शॉर्ट सेलर हैं सबकी बैंड बजेगी। तो मेरे हिसाब से ये महीना आ गया है, शायद रोल ओवर अच्छा हो रहा है, तो मुझे लगता है कि अगले महीने में कोटक बैंक एक अच्छा जो है सिग्निफिकेंट मूव जो मुझे लगता है दे सकता है ऊपर।
तो पिछले 4 साल में ऑप्शन राइटर्स ने 2000 की कॉल बेच के बहुत पैसा कमवाया है यहाँ पर।
बहुत अच्छा
मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ राघवेंद्र जी, इस महीने ये जो 5 साल का कमा के गए हैं ना, ये दे के जाएंगे, आप देख लेना।
बिल्कुल 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 सही कह रहे हैं, मुझे भी यही डर लग रहा है।
चलिए साक्षी, आपको क्या दिख रहा है?
We'll keep an eye out on that banking space then, but a lot of movers within the broader markets as well, and the Nifty Next 50 also. Adani Group stocks are continuing to soar higher in trade. HAL, BEL have further picked up even more momentum. I think Brijesh ji, we'll take your view here. Both HAL, BEL showing signs. Friday we saw the entire shipping space in a sharp bounce as well. Do you think the worst is behind when it comes to the defense space, and now it's the time when we will see a recovery, smart recovery across the board, and probably a further rally?
So if you're talking about HAL, then I'll say the shorter term chart still has been trading with lower tops and lower bottom formation. No doubt the stock has taken the support at 4,100, 4,170 odd level. From there we have seen a pullback. But that pullback has to be, it has to give closing of 4,800 around. Then only we can say a genuine buying has been seen, and the stock can again retest its previous swing highs, and somewhere around 5,600 is a 52-week high, then it can be retested. So I'll only could be saying stock, if it doesn't break 4,200, keep that thing as a stop loss. Pullback can be expected till the level of 4,750 to 4,800.
Okay, Sakshi, it's now almost 3:20. Let's take one BTST or STBT from both our esteemed guests. Raghavendra ji, coming to you first. Any stock that you feel, stock future, which shows chart strength and because of rollovers may rise substantially over the next 2 or 3 days, which you would like to buy now?
शैल जी, मुझे लगता है कि IEX का चार्ट बहुत अच्छा बन रहा है, रोलओवर भी अच्छे हो रहे हैं. IEX हम लोग बहुत दिनों से रिकमेंड भी कर रहे हैं, बाद में IEX एनर्जी एक्सचेंज, तो मुझे लगता है कि 241 के आसपास, 240 के आसपास है. ये मुझे लग रहा है 245, 250 का लेवल इस एक्सपायरी में दिखना चाहिए. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट M&M ऑलरेडी ट्रेडिंग अबव 3050 लेवल, मुझे लगता है वो भी एक स्टॉक है जो अब ये एक्सपायरी में अगले 2 दिनों में मुझे लगता है कि 3120, 3150 का लेवल आना चाहिए. तो ये 2 मेरे स्टॉक्स हैं जो मुझे लग रहा है ये एक्सपायरी में धमाल करेंगे
जी. और हमारे ब्रज के राजा हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, ब्रजेश जी.
So I'll say कि one can look out for SBI Life 1920 around. It's been trading, keeping a stop loss of 1890. Play for the target of 1960 to 1970 odd level. Then I talk about Maharashtra Bank. That is looking promising. 63.25 around. It's been trading. If someone has this level of, say, if I'm not at that time, it was trading at 62 or 62.20. when we started the show. Now 63.30 around. If someone wants to play with the stop loss of 62. On the higher side, 67, 66, 67 is a level as a target one can play out for that.
Okay, fair point. These are the 3 stocks that we are looking at. Bank of Maharashtra from Mr. Brajesh Singh, as also SBI Life, and Raghavendra has come up with M&M and of course IEX. Sakshi, I'll mark another stock which is Amber Enterprises for 2 reasons. One, it's in the top traded list, very high volumes. Almost 29 lakh shares have been traded. Actually 29.6 lakh shares have been traded, and about 1400 crores worth of transactions. This I am sure is a block deal, but it's the price rise, 15% higher, record high. This is, ladies and gentlemen, from the PLI scheme of electronic equipment manufacturers. Amber Enterprises makes brown goods such as ACs for frontline companies which just put in their marka, brand name. तो पीछे का काम एम्बर करता है और ब्रांडिंग का काम बड़ी कंपनियां करती हैं. राघवेंद्र जी, देखिए माया, मेहनत किसी की और पैसा कोई कमा जाता है, लेकिन एम्बर का शेयर आपको क्या कह रहा है?
अंबर इंटरप्राइजेज, साहिल जी, बहुत अच्छा स्टॉक है और बहुत अच्छा मूवमेंट. देखिए आप, दिन भर में 576 रुपए का मूवमेंट, इससे अच्छा स्टॉक और क्या चाहिए किसी ट्रेडर को. ट्रेडर का जो है ये वन ऑफ द फेवरेट स्टॉक है. चार्ट जो है 5000 के ऊपर है. मुझे लग रहा है कि अगर ये 5000 के ऊपर सस्टेन करता है तो शॉर्ट कवरिंग और आ सकती है. 5500, 5600 का लेवल इसी एक्सपायरी में दिख सकता है. सो मुझे लग रहा है कि शॉर्ट वाले जो है, एक्सपायरी ट्रेड वाले, वो इस स्टॉक में भी अटक चुके हैं. तो मेरे हिसाब से अब उनको एक्सपायरी का मूव जो है कहीं ना कहीं और ऊपरी लेवल पे मुझे लगता है शॉर्ट कवरिंग कराएगा. 200, 300, 400 रुपए की रैली और आ सकती है स्टॉक में.
ओके, हीटिंग, वेंटिलेशन और एयर कंडीशनिंग का बेताज बादशाह आपको एम्बर एंटरप्राइजेस दिखेगा, और मैं इनकी वेबसाइट पर हूँ. दे हैव 27 मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटीज़ अक्रॉस इंडिया फोकसिंग ऑन डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट सेगमेंट्स. ये लोग बनाते हैं रूम एयर कंडीशनर, मोटर्स, मोबाइल एयर कंडीशनर्स और कुछ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स. मैं जानना चाहता हूँ कि इनकी क्लाइंट लिस्ट क्या है, तो आपको पता चलेगा कि जो आप एसी ख़रीदते हैं किसी ब्रांड का, वो एक्चुअली पीछे एम्बर वालों ने बना के आपको भेजा है. चलिए ये लिस्ट को अपने तक ही रखते हैं. क्या किसी की बात खोलनी, लेकिन 27 मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स और 9 स्टेट्स में ये कंपनी है। साक्षी।
Okay, so that's interesting. In fact, the entire consumer durable space is also in the buzz today. Over 1% gains can actually be seen across the board as well. So, apart from Amber, which is of course the top mover, 15% higher, you have Blue Star that's up 4%. You have Havells that's up. Then Dixon, of course, has been moving consistently. Kajaria Ceramics, that's another one that's been buzzing. And of course, this space will also get benefited with the rate cut, something that we've been discussing as well. Your EMIs will go, smaller when it comes to the financing of such white goods as well when you purchase in this festive season once the RBI also comes out in October with its policy as well. Brijesh ji, consumer durables, what is looking positive to you?
So as you have said, Blue Star look promising. In today's session, we have seen stock making a new 50-week high. A small rounding formation of bottom was being seen in hourly as well as 4-hourly chart, somewhere around 1860 around, or 1830 around was the base, and from there again it moved up. So keeping that thing as a stop loss of 1830, the present rate can be used to go long play for the target of 2200. That is the first target which I am looking for, and this is I am looking for a very short term, say a week. And so if someone has a view of say 1 month or couple of months, then it can even try to touch 2600 to 2700.
Okay, so now that Blue Star has been discussed and we've talked about Amber Enterprises, the company has given a client list on its website, and I'm reading from there, Sakshi. Blue Star is a customer,
Okay.
Daikin is a customer, LG, Hitachi and Carrier are customers, and of course on the mobile air conditioners, the one that goes into cars, Mahindra and Mahindra, SML Isuzu, and a tractor maker called John Deere. So these are some of the client lists that they have mentioned on their website, and let us see what happens when we see next week. So Amber Enterprises, ladies and gentlemen, one of the blowouts that's happened, and in that space we've discussed some other stocks too. 140 for the Nifty, and is this going to close at its highest level for the day, which will mean that you will have a pent up demand coming in tomorrow. So the highest level is 25,956, we are at 934, so more or less at its peak. And in the same breath we will look at Bank Nifty. So this is the week, ladies and gentlemen, where short sellers will die and die a very painful death. All time high is 54,920, 197. We are at 54,060. वो आसपास ही बंद हो रहा है Bank Nifty भी. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the sum total of how things are. No matter how deep your understanding is about financials and technicals, and you feel that the trend is wrong and market should fall because some indicators tell you that they are oversold and things like that, please don't make the mistake of shorting this market. You may want to stay on the sidelines and then follow a trend which shows that the market is correcting for the better, but don't try and short a record high. That's a very, very painful recovery. Look at how the mid cap Nifty and the small cap Nifty index are moving today. It was the select expiry also today, but look at how the CNX mid cap index has moved. Again a record high, 2-day correction or fir wapsi, and the small cap index, I believe this will also be record high that is coming in. I have absolutely no doubt that no, still time. The NSE 500 is at a record high. So if the widest breadth is at a record high, ladies and gentlemen, please do not argue with the trend. राघवेंद्र जी, बहुत लोग आपको मिलते होंगे ये कह के कि इस बाजार को शॉर्ट कर देते हैं, खूब पैसे बनेंगे.
उनको आप क्या राय देते हैं? आज जो है एक दुबई के क्लाइंट है हमारे, उनसे बात हो रही थी, तो वो बोल रहे हैं यार मैं तो ना बाइंग में कमा पा रहा हूँ ना सेलिंग में कमा पा रहा हूँ. मैंने कहा आप कर क्या रहे हो? बोल रहे हैं कि बाइंग करने की हिम्मत हो नहीं रही है और सेल बाजार करने दे नहीं रहा है. तो आधे लोग सर ऐसे ही बैठे हुए हैं वो ये सोच रहे हैं कि अब शायद यहाँ से बाजार नीचे आए, मैं बेचूं, और जो लोग बाई किए हुए हैं उन्होंने स्टॉक बाई किया हुआ है, स्टॉक बहुत ज्यादा ऊपर नहीं जा रहा है, और इन लोगों ने उसको हेज करने के लिए इंडेक्स बेचा हुआ है, इंडेक्स रोज नया नया हाई लगा रहा है। सो लोगों को समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि पैसे बन किधर रहे हैं। सो हर आदमी ऐसे कंफ्यूजन में है।
सर मैं बताता हूँ पैसे कहाँ बन रहे हैं। पैसे उन लोगों के बन रहे हैं जो खरीद के चुपचाप बैठे हैं। और एक हमारी तरफ दिल्ली के एक बड़े मशहूर शायर थे गालिब साहब, वो कह के गए थे कि होता है शबे रोज़ तमाशा मेरे आगे। तो ये जो बाय और सेल की ये जो रूपरेखा है वो उन्होंने 1857 में ही देख ली थी।
गालिब ने लिखा था
क्या
कि
बात है,
ये होगा। और जो चुपचाप बेचारा बैठा हुआ है एसआईपी करके वही पैसे कमा रहा है। राघवेंद्र जी, हम तो रोज सुबह उठ के कहते हैं कि जिसने खरीद के रखा मुकाबले उसके जो रोज बेचता खरीदता है वो ज्यादा पैसे कमाएगा।
बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने सैल जी। ये अभी तक प्रूवन भी है कि बाय राइट सिट राइट, और अगर आप बैठ गए अच्छे से लेकर के अच्छे स्टॉक, पैसा आपको बना के दे रहा है। आप देखिए एमएनएम 2 महीने एमएनएम जो था वो 3000 रुपए से नीचे जाके 2600 आया था, 2600 2800। आज वो 2 दिन लगा उसको 3000 के ऊपर आने में। तो ये स्टॉक की जो स्ट्रेंथ है कि अगर आपने स्टॉक अच्छा चूज किया हुआ है, अच्छा लिया हुआ है, आपको 1 महीना लगेगा लेकिन वो पैसा आपको दे के जाएगा।
मैं आपको एक कमाल की बात बताता हूँ राघवेंद्र जी, बहुत कम मैं अपने बारे में डिस्कस करता हूँ। लगभग 20-22 साल से मैं एमएनएम में निवेशित हूँ।
क्या बात है।
और मेरे को कभी भी ऐसा मौका नहीं मिला कि मैं इससे मायूस हुआ हूँ। कई साल इस स्टॉक ने कुछ नहीं किए, लेकिन पिछले 4 साल में थे ना, वो ऐसे पाप धुले हैं कि मैं आपको क्या बताऊँ। और आपने थार की बात करी, वो डिविडेंड से आई। तो जो लंबी अवधि में निवेश करके रखेगा ना, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है राघवेंद्र जी कि जो हमारी परचेज प्राइस होती है ना, उससे स्टॉक बढ़ता है उतने प्राइस से। 1 बैगर इन अ डे।
राइट।
All right, so that's like a fantastic anecdote. I hope viewers you've taken a lot of that learning from long-term investors. We have Shell, Raghavendra and Brijesh all with us to share such exciting stories for you along with the market strategies as well. We'll wrap it up at that. Thank you so much Raghavendra and Brijesh ji for being with us on this special trade, and congratulations, record closing highs for the markets and 25,928, 137 points higher. The Nifty Bank also inching higher, so for closing above 54,069, 276 points higher, 0.5% up. All the sectors barring just the IT sector, they've all poised to move up, and PSU banks were definitely the top moving sectoral index, 3.3% higher. This is despite the India VIX rising 7.8% at 13.7. So keep an eye out on that too. Realty index up by about 2%, oil and gas also up by about 2%. Bajaj-AUTO, M&M, ONGC, Hero Moto, SBI Life, State Bank of India were the top moving stocks as far as the Nifty is concerned. Let's look at the losers list as well. On a day like today, yes, there were many losers. In fact, there were just about 3 or 4 in the morning trade, but we have Eicher Motors that slipped 1.5% lower, Divis that slipped over 1%, ICICI Bank, IndusInd, Asian Paints and Tech Mahindra, they've seen some profits being taken off as well. Godrej Properties 7% higher as the top moving F&O stock. Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, Glenmark Pharma were the other top movers as well. So those have been the clear outperformers in the trade. We'll continue to get you all the exciting news from the world of business and stock market. So stay with us on Business Today. But for now, it's a wrap on this show, and thanks a lot from both Shell and me right now.
Dialogue. हमारा मैसेज साफ है, क्वाड इज हियर टू स्टे, टू असिस्ट